And I am up this morning, ready to make it a great day. Come on, dive on in here. Let's talk about this. I was asked to do a talk on toxic relationships. Okay? I was asked to do a talk on toxic relationship. If there's something you want me to talk about here on this effective living community platform, let me know. Let me know. I will do my best to try to address the subject matter. And so I said I was going to take some time today. I know that we are now 19 days into 2021, and there are a lot of people who found themselves stuck in 2020, 2019, 2018, 2017. They found themselves not moving ahead because who they were surrounded with was just not good for them. Oh, is it possible for you to be surrounded by people that's not good for you? You bet right. Yeah. Okay. So what I want to do is this morning, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a few minutes and I'm going to highlight the type of people you need to distance yourself from. 2021 is going to be the year where you're winning in every area of your life. You've got to identify who's good for you and who's not. Everyone is not good for you. Okay? Everyone is not good for you. And you've got to learn how to identify who's good and who's not. I'm telling you guys, when God has an assignment on your life, he positions the right people in your life along your journey to help you to get to your destination. When God has a plan for your life, the devil, the enemy, he assigns someone, or he assigned people to come alongside you and to distract you, to take you off course, and to limit your impact in the earth. Because here's the deal. There are people assigned to help and there are people assigned to hurt. Come on, write that down. There are people assigned to help and there are people assigned to hurt. And you've got to develop your ability to identify the different types of people there are. Oh my goodness. Yes, Ricardo Miller is saying it this morning. He's talking about toxic relationships. If you haven't shared this already, please do me a favor and share. Share. Someone is going to need this because they're wondering why. They're wondering why. Why is it, Ricardo, that I'm finding myself stuck year in and year out? Coach Ricardo, you've been talking effective living, and I'm telling you, a part of effective living is you're assessing your association. You've got to learn how to assess the people that's around you. Who's helping? Who's hurting? Okay? You've got to know that what I'm about to share with you, if you don't do the work to ensure that these are not the types of people that you're surrounded by, let me tell you something. You're going to find yourself at the same junction next year and every other year afterwards. To grow properly, you're going to have to make sure that you're in the right environment. You're going to have to make sure that you're surrounded by the right people. Your goal ought to be the rest of my life is going to be the best of my life. That's going to require me to have to distance myself from certain types of people. Now, I love people. Don't get me wrong. I love people. I'm a lover of people. But there are 8 billion plus people on this planet, man. There are a lot of people in the world. And I've come to learn that not everybody in this world is good. And what you can do and what I can do is we can learn how to identify who's best for me and who is not good for me at all. So let's dive into the types of people you need to distance yourself from. If you're watching and you're enjoying this, leave a comment below and say, Ricardo, this is on point. This is timely. This is necessary. I needed this. Nobody maybe have never told you that these are the type of people you need to pay attention to and identify. Do I have too many of these type of people in my life? Do I have too many of these type of people in my life? What types of people, Ricardo? I'm talking about toxic people this morning. Toxic people. These are the types of people you want to get rid of. Toxic relationships are real. Okay? Toxic relationships are real. So number one, you want to distance yourself from the people who speak poorly about other people. It's just they're always they're speaking poorly about those on the job. They're speaking poorly about those at church. They're speaking poorly about those in their family. They're just constantly speaking poor. They just have nothing good to say about anybody. Mm. Have you ever met anyone who just has nothing good to say about anybody? Oh, toxic, toxic, not good. Write that down. People who poorly speak, just poorly speak in reference to others. Just have no positive comments to say about anybody. Speak poorly about other people. They have nothing good to say. And all of us know a few people like that. And let me tell you what I've discovered. That a person who will talk poorly about everybody else will eventually talk poorly about you. Yeah. Just as much as they may be talking negative and poorly about others, guess what? It's just a matter of time before you are the one they're talking poorly about as well. So don't embrace anybody who have a tendency of just talking poorly about other people. It's not good. It's a toxic relationship. That's one. Number two, watch this. They have problems for every solution. They have a problem for every solution. You are wanting to win, and they're showing you just problems. You're wanting to change, and all they're showing you is problems. You're planning on going to the next level, and all they're showing you is problems. This is crazy. These people you got to stay away from. These are the people who they have They have problems for every solution. You're trying to be solution oriented and they're problem oriented. You're trying to be solution oriented on the job and they're problem oriented. You're trying to be solution oriented in your family and they're problem oriented. You're trying to be solution oriented in the community and they're problem oriented. Oh, Ricardo, what are you talking about today? I'm talking about toxic relationships. I'm telling you guys, you got to get to the point where you're okay noticing these type of people, and especially if they're in your inner circle, you got to get to the point where you start to say, hold on. Thank you for those of you giving me some loves and some hearts. I'm just trying to help. I'm just trying to help. Listen, I'm living my best life. I'm structuring myself where things are working in favor for me, where every day is getting better. Every month is getting better. Every year is getting better. And I believe that you can win, but you got to pay attention to who's around you. There are some people, every time you come up with a solution, they come up with a problem. They're Debbie Downers. And I mean, they can't see no form of winning in the future for you or anyone else. Get those people from out of your inner circle. Okay? The other group of people that you got to pay attention to, we're talking about toxic relationships. These are the people who enjoy complaining. Oh, did he say it? Yes, he did. The people who enjoy complaining. There are some people, my God, traffic is horrible. Oh, I don't like this city. I don't like this island. I don't like my job. Oh, he's preaching too long. Oh, she's teaching too long. He is too loud. She is too loud. The price of gas is always going up. This is going up. Rather than identifying the blessings, the favor, the wonderful opportunities that are being presented to us on a daily basis. Be careful of connecting yourself too closely to someone who enjoy complaining. There are people who enjoy complaining, and let me tell you something. Those people, they find themselves more sick and more frustrated and more miserable the older they get. Okay? They don't see no good in life. Everything's a problem. Everything's a problem. And for the people that you notice that everything's a problem, you want to stay far away from them. And let me tell you something. They come packaged in all different sizes. Okay? And you can't change some people. Some people are made up in their minds. That's just the way they're going to be. Isn't that the truth? See, what you want to do is you want to follow after peace I want you to write them down. I'm following after peace. I'm following after joy. I'm following after happiness. I'm following after progress. I'm following after success. I'm following after better. And for someone who's constantly complaining, I, whew, I don't like to highlight these, but these are real. And I'm telling you, I've discovered that I found myself in a better place when I learned how to accept the fact that these are some people, these are the different types of people that I want to distance myself from. Because I realized that toxic relationships are real. There are so many different ways I can go into this subject matter of toxic relationship. But if you're watching us, you got to subscribe to this channel on YouTube. You got to put on your notification on Facebook, and you got to tell yourself, I'm going to show up with Ricardo because this boy is on to something. I want to help. I want to help you to realize that you can get to the place where you start to find healthy relationships that are helping you on your journey to living life effectively. So another one is, watch this, take more than they give. You want to pay attention to people who take more than they give. There are some people who are just takers. They're not givers. They're everywhere. Pay attention to them. They're everywhere. They're takers. They're not givers. And some people have been poorly trained. And if you highlight it to them, they have an excuse, a reason. Rather than changing, they attack you for highlighting what is a problem. And I'm telling you, if you notice it's a problem, then you need to address it at the root. Another one you got to pay attention to and distance yourself from is those who blame others for losing. Those who are constantly blaming others. It's always someone else's fault. They've never learned how to take responsibility for their life and the position that they find themselves in. It's always someone else's fault. They lost their job, it's the company's fault. Listen, they got evicted, it's the landlord's fault. Okay, they got the car taken away, it's the dealership's fault. All right, the kids are acting crazy, it's the kids' fault. It's the school fault. It's the church's fault. It's always someone else's fault. Blaming others for losing. When you meet people who are always blaming, you're in 4 and 5 different relationships, and it's always the guy's fault. It's always the woman's fault. It's always the job's fault. You're on 5 different jobs in 5 years, and it's always the job's fault. Come on now. Got to get real. Come on. We got to get to the nitty gritty. We got to respond correctly and start calling this stuff out. You know, years ago, growing up in the Bahamas, I remember someone saying something like this. He said, if you notice that everywhere you go, you smell that stink scent, you may as well check yourself. I'm paraphrasing a little bit right there, right? He said, if everywhere you go, you're noticing that there's a stink scent everywhere you go, it may just not be the room. It may not be the people around you. It may just be you. So there are people who don't realize that they've built themselves up to be the type that just constantly, it's someone else's fault as to why I'm losing. If you have a friend that's always calling you and it's always someone else's fault, you need to start backing up. It's a toxic relationship. It's not good. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Now, you know, I'm not going to debate nobody with this. Why you should do this with that person. You should do that. If that's what you want to do, I'm telling you. Some people are sick at the very core and they don't want to change. And sometimes the best thing to help them is distance. Okay? Sometimes they need a revelation from God to realize you've been the one messing yourself up in regards to why people are moving away from you. Man, there's so many people in the world, and to not have friends and to not find yourself in a healthy environment and to not feel as though you're connected with positive energy. Let me tell you, there are some wonderful people in the world. I love people. Okay, I am the result of the collective contribution of a lot of incredible people helping me to become who I am today. I love people. But I also know in the midst of there are people who are for me, there are people who are against me. I also know that I could be toxic as well. And so I have to constantly be studying these tips and identifying, am I any of these what I'm highlighting? So on my journey to living life effectively, I'm working on me. I want to be a better friend. I want to be a better son. I want to be a better brother. But come on, I want to be a better employee. I want to be a better businessman. We all can improve, And so if any of these things highlight itself to you and you start to see them in yourself, tell yourself, I'm going to correct this because I don't want to be a toxic person in anybody's life. Come on. I don't want to be a toxic person in anybody's life. So another person you need to pay attention to, that this type of behavior, they make you feel bad about yourself. The people who make you feel bad about yourself. Yeah, I know she got that new outfit now. It's interesting. You can buy a new outfit, but you can't spend time with us on the week. What? What? There are some people assigned by the devil to want to make you feel bad about yourself. You sung, they gave you a chance to sing the song. You sung the song. The first thing they gonna call you, I saw you singing on Sunday, but you was a little bit too loud. What? Did you not stop and congratulate me for a moment? I see you on social media. I don't know why you're trying to do videos like everybody else. Interesting. Interesting. I'm telling you guys, you got to pay attention to the people that's around you because not everybody is for you. I like Jesus. Jesus knew who was among him. Okay? He knew who was among him. And sometimes you just got to keep Judas around a little bit, but at least you need to know who's around. You need to know who's around. You got to know who's for you and who's against you, right? You got to know who's for you and who's against you. You've got to pay attention to the people who try to make you feel bad about yourself. Oh, I got something about that one right there. I can deal with a lot of the others, but the ones who try to make you feel bad about yourself. One guy, hey man, I wouldn't wear a suit like that if I was you. That's not, that type of suit don't really fit. What? It's my suit. I went to the store and bought the suit. Why are you gonna try to make me feel bad? That's why I tell people, you got to get to the point where people can make you feel. You got to become so healthy with yourself. That's not about how they feel. It's about how you examine how you are showing up on a daily basis. Now, here's the deal. I've met people who someone says, I don't like your suit, and they don't wear that suit again. Because someone said, but they like the suit, but now because someone said they don't like it, why am I allowing myself to be that influenced by someone who really doesn't matter? Because there comes a time in your life, you got to know that all that you're about is really what you're about, that you felt as though was good for you. So how you're showing up, you got to learn how to embrace how you're showing up. So when you take a stand, you know how to be okay. Hey, I don't like that suit you're wearing. That's why I bought it. You didn't. And you don't have to have an attitude with them. Oh, I don't like that shoes you're wearing, bro. I would never buy shoes like that. That's okay. That's why I bought it and you didn't. All right. So I'm almost done, guys. This one right here, you got to pay attention to those who lie and cheat. They lie about others. They lie and cheat to you, and they lie and cheat to others. Let me tell you something. They'll lie and cheat to you. It's just a matter of time. Pay attention to those people who lie and cheat. Okay? Pay attention to those who lie and cheat. And last but not least, bully and trolls. Bully and trolls. There are people, they just everywhere. They're just constantly, they're social media bullies. Okay? They're in WhatsApp groups bullies. They're just in family meetings. They're on church campuses. They're in business. They're all over the place. They're bringing bad energy. They're just not good for any environment. And when they show up, they're coming in with that, I want to take over, and I want to take over with my position and how I feel. And it's like they're right all the time, and your position can never be right. Because how they feel ought to be the rule. It's going to be the standard, and they need you to accept it. And they show up and they're bullies, virtual bullies. Come on, virtual. Social media bullies, online bullies. Come on, WhatsApp bullies, whatever you want to call it. But at the end of the day, these people come into these spaces and they strong arm themselves in these spaces. And they try to bully their way through. And they try to come in and make someone feel bad about what they're posting, how they're speaking. Come on, how you're showing up. Then people come in your house. And they have the audacity to come in your house and tell you didn't change the setting. I don't like this. And let me tell you, and you're allowing this toxic relationships. I thought to bring this to light this morning. Which one of these stood out to you the most? Which one of these you're dealing with? Which one of these you've seen more commonly lately? Go ahead, put a comment below and let us know. Is there something you want me to talk about? The next few days, I'm going to take some time and I'm going to talk about some stuff because there are a lot of people struggling. A lot of people struggling. They're struggling because they want better, but they don't know that there are certain things you got to change when you want better. Okay? And sometimes you just got to realize your association can be the thing that's causing you. The people you're gathering and connected to, the relationships that you have built up over time, at some point you got to realize some relationship has an expiration date on it. Some people needs to be distant, be disconnected from. Some people just, and then you grow apart. Some people you just grow apart. But I'm not talking. I'm talking about the toxic behaviors that we find that in people. You got to mark those, mark them, highlight them, give attention to it, and then tell yourself, I'm going to do what's best for me because I don't have time to waste. Remember, days are expensive. Use your days wisely to make sure that your days are working for you. And the toxic relationships that you find that you're affiliated with, start distancing yourself from them. It's going to help you in the long run. I'm Coach Ricardo Miller saying, make it a great day. If it's something you want me to talk about, leave a comment below and say, hey, talk about this on our journey to effective living. I want to learn more about this. Bye-bye, guys. Have a great day. Don't forget, share this with someone that you think will enjoy it today. Bye-bye.